since you did touch upon the metal pack, and that is definitely shining bright on the back of the news flow, can you help us with your top picks within the metal basket, and what are your targets on the select companies?
See, to understand a particular sector, you need to see how it performs in the difficult times. And I think the metals index in the last 1.5 months has been absolutely range bound. And now as the market is starting to move up slightly, you are seeing metal stocks doing exceedingly well. So I'm seeing this as a mega trend. And if the index can appreciate about 20% and go back to lifetime highs, I'm pretty sure some of the top stocks in the metal space, the JSW Steel, the Tata Steel, SAIL, Nalco, Hindalco, the entire pack has very similar charts. They could appreciate anywhere between 20 to 40%. And this in an environment where I don't even expect more than 10% upside for the Nifty. So I think there is great alpha to be made. And I think in the next move up, whenever it happens for the overall market, there will be new leaders emerging. So please don't latch on to the winners of the last 2 years. I think they will now be laggards.
That's such an interesting point, Gautam, that you had made, that the composition of leadership and, underperformance may actually change. Highlight what sectors do you see those kind of obvious moves in? You did talk about, financials, the larger pool, banks as well as NBFCs both. And maybe IT could be that one stark under performance that one has seen play out. Other than that, where do you think would be leadership and where do you think would be underperformance?
I think there's going to be leadership and value. I think India is always known to be a growth market. And I think growth stocks have done very well over the last 4.5 years. But I think now it's really time for value, because anything that's very richly valued gets hammered very quickly and gets discounted very quickly on bad results and bad news flow. We've seen this with so many stocks in the last 5 to 6 months. So I think all those stocks which are typically in that PE band of say 5 to 25 is something which I'm looking at. And what comes right on top of the list is the entire PSU space. In fact, we spoke about it to our clients last week, and we believe that the entire PSU basket can be one of the better performers over the next 6 to 12 months because earnings are good, there is still under ownership, valuations are excellent, charts are very good, all have tested medium-term, long-term supports, and these are solid companies that don't get impacted with global issues. So in that sense, I think PSU is a sector that we like from a 6 to 12 month point of view.
When you say PSUs, Gautam, given that it's a very large pool, let me talk about the fancied one from the previous time that the markets were at an all-time high. And that was defense and railways, right? The froth, the frenzy, the first signs of correction, all played out in that segment. How would you approach them now?
Anything apart from defense and railway. I think railway was a very seasonal theme. It played out well. It became multi-bagger. All of the positives of the next 5 years was in the price, still is in the price. So I don't see it coming back soon. Defense selectively can do well. I mean, there are some marquee top 2 or 3 companies that can still stand out. But I would be more keen on looking at metal PSUs, power PSUs, infra PSUs. I think that's the space which I'm really liking from a longer term perspective. Because please understand, for 2 years, many of these PSUs delivered 3x, 4x, 5x, and thereafter, after that, corrected about 40%. Now, all are at long-term supports. So don't go by fancy stocks or the big winners of the last 2 years. As I said, new leaders will emerge in power, metals, and infra.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.